Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mediocre At Best Podcast. I'm here with Dex.
Hey.
And Athena, aka Alex.
Hello.
And I am Charles, aka Charles.
Alright, so Athena, also known as Forthena, or also known as Swimps.
Also known as Forehead Thena.
Forehead Thena, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
You're our guest on the podcast today. Unfortunately,
I am.
Simon could not be with us.
Unfortunately for them, and fortunately for me.
No, I kind of like Simon.
I also like Simon.
All right, well, I'll try to fill those shoes, I guess.
Good luck.
So, how did you first meet us? I don't quite remember.
I remember meeting Dex.
Yeah, and then I introduced you to Charlie.
Yeah, but no. We met in a competitive Overwatch game where I absolutely carried their asses.
No, you didn't, because
I
then we
think
beat
it
you in
was-
the next game.
Yeah, that's just because I carried the first game, and then because I couldn't, collaborate with you guys, I lost the game. It was like a team effort, but I was the carry, you know?
I'm sure you were the carry.
Hashtag excuses.
And then, I remember the first time, because I only had you guys on, on Overwatch, and then the first time I was ever, talking to you guys, somebody was like, oh, it was Doc. Doc asked me if I had Discord, and I had no clue what it was. I was like, I have Skype, and they're like, this young girl, even though I'm older than all of you.
Youngin'.
And, yeah.
I don't think it's as surprising that you didn't know what Discord was, because it was fairly new by the time we met you, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no. I was always
it had just come out.
Yeah, well, downloaded Discord because
You
they
know
were
what
like,
Discord is? What
no,
are you,
you're
a
like,
noob?
hey, can you add me on Discord? And I was like, isn't that Zenyatta's E? And you guys were like, oh my god, no. And so I downloaded it and added you guys.
Oh my god.
And then Chaz, I don't know how we crossed paths. I'm pretty sure it was through Dex.
Yeah,
It was
I don't remember, the first time that we talked. Earliest.
It was in ancient Dockville. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Which is actually ancient now. So. Yeah.
It's just a ghost town.
We were playing Overwatch one day, and Chaz joined because you were bored, and then we introduced you to Swimps here, and then you left because you didn't want to play Overwatch, or you never.
Yeah.
You never play Overwatch.
Yeah. You were always the friend that Dex left me to go play Overwatch.
I'm still the friend that Dex leaves you to go play League with now, though, so...
So I never really liked you at first.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's completely
Just like
fair.
I never really liked Dex at first either. I never liked anyone at first.
I
Dude,
thought,
same.
I thought
I actually
everybody
hated your
me.
guts, Charlie.
Whoa, alright.
Hey, I was like 8.
The only person that I didn't hate at first was Jeff.
See, I thought
really
Jeff
suck
hated
on
me at first, and I also hated Jeff at first. But that's just because I made a Rick and Morty reference, and then in front of me he goes, "Does she even watch Rick and Morty?" And I was like, "I'm right here." I'm right here.
Does she
And
even
yes, I
watch
do.
Rick and Morty?
Yeah, and I was like, "What the hell, bro?" But...
Yeah, Jeff is very very speaks his mind.
No, I appreciate it now, but at the time I cried maybe a little bit.
Yeah. This podcast isn't about Jeff, but when I first met him, it just remembered playing
let's
Pop
make it about
Tropica on
Jeff.
his
All right,
computer.
let's not have. Okay,
Let's just talk about him
Let's
behind
talk
his back.
about him behind his back, and let's not talk about our guest at all. Let's just talk about Jeff and have the guest talk about Jeff too.
I would honestly love to talk about Jeff. Jeff is like my little horse brother that I would love to put in the stable and pet all day.
What do you mean by
really
that?
fucking
What
weird.
what does that
Horses.
imply?
He's got the horses.
Oh yeah, he does his horseback riding thing. But yeah, I let's see. The games that me and Jeff would always play, when we were little, 8, is I would go to his house at Pop Tropica. Wait.
Oh my
play
god,
Pop
Pop
Tropica.
Tropica.
Pop Tropica. Oh,
And then Jeff like moved away, and I felt really sad, and I didn't talk to him for like months at a time. And then he moved back next door to me, and like that was always like kind of whack. Like, oh, how did that happen? But yeah, ever since that happened, we started getting into Club Penguin, and I got a Club Penguin game for the Wii.
I used to be such a hoe on Club Penguin.
Whoa!
I know that's a little bit off topic, but I used to bring boys to my igloo all the time.
Hey, baby.
I remember always like trying to slide into girls' igloos.
Yo, I used to be like, hey, do you want to adopt a puffle together? And you can come to my igloo. I'm a member, so I have a lot of cool things. And I have like 12 puffles.
That's literally what Club Penguin, like, that's what all of it was. It was just like dating, and the longer you spent on the dating site, the more cool you were.
Literally, pretty much, yeah.
That's not how I played it, dude. You want to know how I played it?
Me and Charlie were on the opposite side of Club Penguin. I used to do like
yeah, you guys were like the slums of Club Penguin.
I was like, hey, if I beat you in card jitsu, then you better come back to see my igloo and all my stuff.
I didn't even need to do that. I just went to the town square and I was like, yo, come to my Iggy, and then everybody did.
My favorite mini game on Club Penguin was probably the pizza
game.
factory.
The pizza factory.
The music still haunts my nightmares.
What do you mean haunts you? That music was a boppin', dude.
But I associated it with the stress of retail.
I like the one where you fish and you fish for shit. And then I also like the spy games. You know those spy games where you could like...
Oh, yeah.
You like became a spy?
Those were implemented later.
Yeah, no, that was later,
I was
but
so
like...
sad when they like changed them.
I know, and they were so good originally, and it made me pretty upset, but...
What's the polar bear's name?
Hubert?
Hubert!
Wasn't it Hubert or Hubbard or something?
Yeah,
Hubert.
yeah. I think it's Hubert. Hubert sounds right.
I know
Hubbard.
my
I remember every time you went to the floating iceberg, there's constantly people there trying to flip it.
I know the lore, but I don't know, like, I'm bad with names. Like, I don't remember the pirates' names. It's like Captain...
It's Herbert. It's Herbert P. Bear.
Oh. The pirate that comes around, like, once a year?
Yeah! And, like, you can read about its exploits in, like, the lighthouse.
Oh, like, because, like, the ship comes up and you can, like, go on the ship. Yeah.
Yeah. Like... And it was always like this big build-up to
It
when
was
the ship
Rockhopper.
was coming. Yeah, that was
Rockhopper.
That was it. Like, there was always this big build-up because you could go to the lighthouse and look at the telescope to see how close the ship was.
Yes! Oh my god. I miss Club Penguin. That was so well done.
What a good MMO. You wanna know what else is a good MMO? Fusion
Elder
Fall.
Scrolls
And none
Online.
of you played it. No one
Fusion
knows
Fall?
what Fusion Fall is.
Oh, Fusion Fall.
Until
I
I told
heard
them.
Fusion Fall.
Fusion
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I think that's what he said on accident.
Maybe. But yeah, no, Fusion Fall was like it was a more ambitious crossover than Infinity War, honestly. Like we had Dexter from Dexter's Lab working with Benjamin Tennyson. Working with Samurai Jack and making weapons with the kids next door to defeat this epic monster from space that's eating the entire solar system. It was awesome.
That's a lot of things happening at once for one
And it's
game.
so great because it's an MMO. It's like an actual like World of Warcraft MMO. And it was really neat too because there's actually like a bunch of people that like remade it, and that made me really happy because I thought I was like the only one that remembered it like fondly because it sort of ended off bad like with hackers and stuff, and the dreaded Academy update that I won't even speak of. But yeah, Fusion Fall was really good. And no one played it, and I was really sad because literally that's what the first like 5 years of my life were dedicated to until I discovered the goddess that is Minecraft.
Oh, Minecraft.
Yeah, Club Penguin was like the only MMO that I ever played. Like back when I played Club Penguin, like the games that I was result to were like games on Miniclip and Minecraft and Roblox. That's basically what my childhood consisted of.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of like Miniclip and like Y8, if you know what that is. And
No.
Y8.
there used to be one game on Miniclip called Piss on a Leprechaun. And I don't know, I think it got banned from Miniclip, but I remember it being there in its early days.
Do you guys remember
Weird.
like those like point and click like stick figure puzzle games?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I don't remember what it's called, but there's like this one I vaguely remember where like someone like it's like in a gym, then it goes to like a principal's office, and it's like a weird high school mystery. And I don't know why it plagues my mind, but it just does. And I don't remember anything else except for the gym to the principal's office. It's so like vague.
I just played the classic like Fireboy and Water Girl.
Fireboy and Water Girl.
And like nobody really knows but this one, but I played a lot of Robo Rampage.
Robo Rampage.
That's
that sounds
such like a
eerily
generic
familiar.
Yeah, that's like such a generic kind of concept and name, honestly.
Well, it's just like you're like
Robot?
a human.
Oh.
And you're shooting all these robots, and you get like different weapons as the further you go.
Damn.
It's actually pretty fun. I returned like a year ago and played it again.
Do you guys like ever have the Webkins like massive phase at your school?
I did not. Oh, there was. I don't remember because I didn't have any friends in elementary school. I'm not kidding. Generally didn't get friends until 4th grade, and then I moved away to Maryland.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's the opposite story for me. The more I age, the less friends I get.
Yeah, same with me.
Depressing, dude. I'm the most popular I think I've ever been right now. No need to flex.
Popularity is just a dumb.
I'm not talking about popular and like the
Wow,
abstract
you just
or,
like totally put him down. He's like,
large-
I'm the most popular I've ever been right now.
I'm just saying I have a lot of friends and I'm in a lot of friend groups, and it's weird because like
listen, Dex,
people actually care about what I say. Yeah.
I tell Dex all the time that like anybody would be lucky to be his friend, right? And like
you say fucking significant other, okay? I don't know what this friend bullshit
anybody would be lucky to have you, and that's like that's in any context.
Okay.
But popularity itself is such a dumb concept because, like, I swear to God, half of the people that I was friends with in high school, I don't even talk to anymore, so.
Okay, but I wasn't talking about popularity in, like, the traditional sense. I was just saying that people find me cool because I am cool. I like movies and books. Whoa. What kind of 15-year-old likes movies and books?
Well, you just got... The most important thing is you just got to make sure that, like, you don't peak in high school, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not peaking, dude. I'm very like lukewarm sort of like water right now, and I don't know why people like me. Oh, that's why. It's because I partially do their homework for them mostly.
Wow. That'll get you some friends.
Really, really like inspiring people to learn right there.
Okay, I don't do their homework. I tell them how to do their homework, and then
okay, that's better.
They don't pay me, sadly. I should. That's
charge.
Why, yeah, I should charge them. I should start charging people in like fucking algebra 2. Hey, if you want me to help you, because I'm the smartest and you're the dumbest, pay me money.
Whoa.
Pretty sure
Toxic.
that's like illegal, is it not? Maybe
it's not illegal.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal in university.
In university, it's illegal.
Yeah.
But if they like hire me to specifically tutor them, then it's not illegal.
That's true.
I'm offering a service.
It's just a service.
I mean, prostitution is also a service. I'm not sure if that's exactly the best reasoning.
I mean, if you don't think prostitutes deserve rights, then you're just a fake feminist.
Okay, so let's ignore that for a second. And let's go back to my thing. It was just because it just popped into my mind. But I just realized the most recent like piece of criticism that I received was that I have a new book every week, and I'm like, damn, that's like the best piece of criticism I think I've ever gotten. Like,
what's wrong with reading?
Nothing's wrong with reading. It's apparently
Reading
just
rocks.
weird for people to just read. And like,
Yeah.
he's like, man, it just seems like you have a new book every week, man. And I'm like, yeah, I read. And he's like, so weird.
You know, like PewDiePie reads.
He does.
Like he reads like 50 books a year.
That's kind of where I got the inspiration from. But I was still reading like a book a month. But I started reading a book a week actually thanks to this YouTuber called John Fish. John Fish is probably the best YouTuber of all time, mostly because he's like a Harvard student that actually teaches you like proper ways to be inspired, to be motivated, and to like he actually like has a video to help you study. It's great. He's actually like helped me a lot in my academic career. And it's great too because he like read a book a week for an entire year, and he talks a lot about how it's had nothing but positive impacts on him, except like he has a little bit less time to do stuff. But he's like he also mentions like it's very important to plan out your days, especially like even when it comes to like your free time, how that's being managed, and that like you should like choose carefully what activities you do if you want like the max efficiency of, you know, improving yourself. Like that's always been his like big goal, to improve yourself. I don't know. He's got a lot of videos. They're really good. You should watch them. And I'll shut up about John Fish for a second and let someone else talk.
I think everyone in America should read a little bit more because
in
Europe
is cutting out a lot for me.
It'll be fine.
It's okay.
Don't worry.
It's all connected in Audacity, so we're good. All right. Yeah, I think everyone in America should read more because in Europe it's like the norm and you get like shunned if you don't read like books.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're just taught to read books at a young age, and everybody does it. Instead of like what we do over here and just be on our phones.
Well,
it's
like
plague.
I've always been a really avid book reader, and I always tried to, you know, keep up with reading and being like advanced a bit ahead of my reading level, like when I was younger and stuff like that. But I feel like it really depends on your personality, because there are people like me that can read a lot and read really quickly. Like I can finish a book in a night. And then there's people like my brother who can't read a book to save his life. Like he would actually rather die than read a book. So it's kind of just
books are
how
important
somebody's brain works and stuff
like
that.
Ever since I started reading a book a week, I've noticed like I'm starting to like allude to a lot more things. I just said the same thing twice. I'm not very good at podcasts. I'm starting to realize that there's like a lot of things I didn't know that I'm just learning from reading like fiction too, and I read nonfiction too. I read Astrophysics for People in a Hurry in literally 3 days, which was nice.
Wow, you were in a hurry.
I was. Yeah. But it was great because now I like have a weird amount of knowledge about subatomic particle physicists.
But
and yeah.
Why do you need that?
I don't. I read it just because I wanted to.
He's just a lot more intelligent in general now.
Honestly,
I want to pick up a book. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying that if you want, I think everybody should read classic literature. Like, not only to, like, because you know how, like, you have to read certain classic literature books in school?
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
They're trying to cut that out now. Like, a lot of my friends, as they were in school, they stopped reading classic literature and they kind of migrated to, I think my friend, she read Hunger Games, Kite Runner, and Memoirs of a Geisha.
Ugh.
And,
so,
okay,
yeah,
don't get me,
like,
I'm gonna
Kite,
by,
tangent here. But
by classic literature, do you mean like the
To Kill a Mockingbird,
Greek philosophy?
No. Classic literature
Like,
is like To Kill a Mockingbird, Catcher in the Rye, Great Gatsby, Of Mice and Men, Picture of Dorian Gray, Dracula would be a classic.
I'm glad that my school, we're still reading books like that. Like we just finished To Kill a Mockingbird, and now we're moving on to our Shakespeare unit, which is interesting.
I read To Kill a Mockingbird in 9th grade.
I love
in 9th grade.
No, I read it in 8th grade. It was younger than that.
Oh.
Holy moly.
But
but yeah, once I got into actual high school, 9th grade, I started reading like Homer's Iliad and
Oh yeah, we read Homer's The Odyssey just because it's like of like the creating of like the epic poem, which then sort of created like the hero's journey overall. In a sense,
I just gotta say, like, if you pay attention to those books, like, if you can put forth the effort to try and understand them, they're actually so good.
Mm-hmm.
They're fascinating, and there's lots of sort of like moral dilemmas, and it's just a good story. I don't know. You gotta read it.
Well, like for me, I would recommend that everybody read Hamlet. Hamlet's one of my favorite plays of all time. I honestly think that it's Shakespeare's best play, but you know, Shakespeare gets a lot of flack because it's like pretty hard to read. But
well, I think more people would, because it's supposed to be a play.
Yeah.
I think more people would be into it if they saw it as a play.
I think that's why teaching iambic pentameter before like forcing someone to like read Shakespeare is a really important, like, good idea, because like then you can actually like learn how to like properly pronounce and like hear how it's said and get like a lot of the word play that he does.
Yeah.
But like there's also a lot of understanding that you have to do, like that Shakespeare basically invented modern English. Like he was sort of living in like this weird era in which Old English was sort of being transitioned out at that point into a weird modern English. Is that
seriously
wrong?
I'm agreeing with you. Like if Shakespeare wasn't around, English would not be a language. It would have just died out, because he invented words like he invented the word blood. Like that wasn't a thing. They used to say like your essence. Like, it was really weird. Like, if it wasn't for him, English as a language just wouldn't exist.
Didn't Shakespeare invent the word swag?
He did, yep.
He did, right?
Guess you could say he really got some swag.
Yo, Shakespeare got some swag on him.
Hey.
I'm into
Shakespeare's
that.
got the ice. Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Shakespeare on the mic.
Someone in my school actually did make because one of our assignments after reading Hamlet was to film a scene.
Mm-hmm.
And
please tell me they had a rap scene with like
one of the students made a rap video, and it was actually like a seriously good, like, professional rap music video.
Really?
Yeah, and man, compared to mine, it was just mine was so trash, dude.
See, the story.
You're the editor. Wait, you're the guy that literally makes videos.
I know, but I recorded it on like Carly's iPhone.
God.
With her mic quality, because we were just lazy.
The story that went around in my high school was there's this group of guys and they recreated in video the birth and life of Moses because it was for a religion class, and so they pushed this little kid down like this river in a basket because Moses was pushed down a basket.
Like an actual baby? Like, did they take... Okay, was it an actual baby that you're not sure where they got, or is it like just like a prop or something? Because it would be hilarious if it was an actual baby.
No, it was not an actual baby.
Shove it down a river.
It was not an actual baby.
Go like steal,
hope you don't drown.
Steal like a mother's,
he was a very small man, but not an actual baby. And
I'm just imagining, like, it's just a guy that's like really hairy with like a binky and like a bib on, and he's like.
It was quite the production. We asked for an encore, so our religion teacher played it twice.
Wow, yeah. Wow.
Speaking of encores, I feel gypped. So my school has this thing called the 4-way test speech, where like we present speeches about like topics that we think are very relevant to our local area.
Oh yeah, so your tuition speech.
Yeah. So I wrote mine on college tuition, right? And I did a really good job. I said all my statistics correctly. I memorized my entire speech, and I did not look at my note cards once. And then I lost. I got second place to this girl named Sydney, who is the most popular girl in our class. And
is she hot?
No.
And how
Man,
is
she's gonna find this podcast, and I'm just gonna be here like dumping on her, and she's like, "Man, I can't believe you said that to me," and I'm not gonna care. But I did feel really gypped, and then like apparently the next round was today, and I heard she didn't try at all, and she like left halfway through and didn't even know if she won or not, and I'm just like, really?
Wow.
Really?
Speaking about feeling gypped, I had the same exact experience, except it was at my high school graduation, because my school used to give out like these awards for people that excelled in a certain subject, and so there's a thing called the Writer's Craft Award, and I was in Writer's Craft, and I was really excited because, you know, when I did my final project, we each had to write our own book. When I did my final project, my teacher said that my project was exactly what a YA fiction would be like. I wrote the perfect YA fiction book, and like
I'll go to another tangent after you're done.
Okay, that's fine. But the perfect YA fiction book, you know, she's like, I want to keep this as an example. Like, you did such a great job, and like you always participate in class, and blah blah blah. I really thought I was gonna get this, and do you know who got it? This freaking girl in my class who would literally write anime fan fictions all class and draw anime shit in her book, and then she would be like, I love anime, and she would just talk about that. Everything she wrote about was anime inspired, and
wow.
She won the Writer's Craft Award, and since then I haven't been able to let it go.
She probably plagiarized so many things.
Well, you can't make up your own anime. I don't think so.
I did. Anyways,
you were gonna go off on a tangent,
yes.
Bex?
Young adult fiction is dying. Okay, now let me explain.
I would highly disagree.
Okay, hold on. Let me go off
Let
on
him
this
explain
tangent
himself.
real fast,
All
and
right.
then you can provide a counterpoint.
All right.
It seems like there's no actual like divisive stuff anymore. Like, I feel like I'm reading the same book over and over again with every single like young adult fiction book I read, and it's like so exhausting because I don't understand why, but every book has the same plot, and I don't know if it's like a problem with YA itself or a problem with like the structure of archetypes and the hero's journey and all that, but I just felt it felt like after the Hunger Games, YA novel quality has been dripping down, and I keep in mind I have not read like the Song of Thorn and Ice books or whatever.
You mean
yet? So
like, wait, what? What books? Like Game
books
of
that you're
Thrones?
obsessed with.
No. That's that is Throne of Glass and Court.
Throne of Glass.
Throne
Yeah,
of Glass and Court of Thorns and Roses.
Okay, so I have not read those. So keep in mind, if you're going to talk about those, if you're going to talk about how they're revolutionary or anything, I have no point of reference. So I might be wrong here. They might be the most revolutionary young adult books that you've ever read. But every young adult book that I've read, except, hold on, there's an exception. It just feels like I'm reading the same book, either about like a boy and his mentor, or like someone rising up against the oppression and all that. Now, there is a way to sort of do these tropes correctly, and that the example I'm going to point out is like Scythe by Neil Shusterman, which is it prevents the same sort of plot, right? But it weaves it in a way so that it seems like it's all being orchestrated at the same time by like, you know, the actual machine itself, and like there's actual like moral questions to be asked, like, because Scythe, okay, I really recommend Scythe. I have not read the sequels to it yet, but Scythe is really good. It presents like a lot of moral dilemmas, and it's a really good, like, it's the perfect example of how to correctly do young adult fiction in like the modern industry. It's got great characters, it's got great writing, it's got great narrative, it's got it all. But everything else, every other young adult fiction book that I've read, that's like excluding like the big name ones, actually including Divergent sucks.
Divergent does suck, and the ending sucks.
Everything about Divergent sucks.
Yes.
Except for like the whole like class system is kind of cool. But yeah, I feel like there's very little like actual changing of the medium, and it's just recycling it because it's what earns money. And that's really boring to me.
Dex. So there is like tropes and stuff, right? Like there's stuff that certain people follow because it's a formula and it's what works. But the best, like, okay, so my favorite series, as you said already, is Throne of Glass, which is like YA fantasy. And Throne of Glass is really good. Core Thorns and Roses is Sarah J. Maas's other series, which is also really fantastic. But there's a bunch of different series, and I think what gets lost is that a lot of them are marketed towards girls. Like, it's a female protagonist, and it's all like, if you read through the eyes of like a girl, it kind of like, it drives away some of the crowd, because they, especially boys who don't want to read from that perspective because they don't connect as much. And I would say the same thing. I don't connect as much from a guy's perspective. But like, if you...
But here's the thing. I really like girl protagonists, actually. Like, I really find a lot of guy protagonists boring. Yeah. And I think, as I pointed out earlier, Scythe is sort of a perfect example of this, because it has two points of views from both a male and a female, which is really interesting because you can tell sort of like their differences and like how to think of like the moral dilemmas that are proposed by the book's initial like plot and stuff. But I feel like the point of view is not the problem. The point of view is sort of just what drives the force.
But no, and like I understand what you're saying with like the how it's like the same formula repeated over and over again. But there's honestly so many books out there. It's the fact that it's the ones that follow the same formula that get popular, because there are people that don't care, because they want to read the same story over and over again. So they don't care that it's the same story recycled over. So it doesn't bother them. But there's people that actually care about variancy, right?
Like what I was saying earlier when I said that it wasn't young adult books that were dying, it's the young adult book industry that's dying.
Yeah. Because
it's sort of just like the same old thing. I would love to receive a book, right, that's a young adult book, and have it completely surprise me. Sort of like how Scythe surprised me. I legitimately could not put the book down. And like that was the first time I'd felt about that in the, with the young adult book in a while. And I mean a while. I've yet to read like one of his other series that I got for my birthday, which is like about like a post-apocalyptic like dry world, and it looks
I know which one you're talking about, where water runs out.
Yeah, water runs out.
Apparently that one is written so well that like while you're reading it you feel thirsty.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like Neil Schultzman a lot, actually.
But
it's really good.
If I could recommend anything, I would recommend you read Throne of Glass, because it's amazing. And if you want one that like has it from different perspectives, read Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. It's actually really well done, and it's like I think it's different because she uses like Germanic based roots of her like storyline. So she has a lot of names and places that are kind of like Dutch inspired or German inspired, and it's not like the classic, like Elvish type of writing that you see in most fantasies. And also it's like a gang book, so it's really cool. Also, another fantastic series that I will always recommend is it's Kelly Armstrong's The Summoner series, which is fantastic, blew my mind, and so I would say read those. Also, Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson I did read. And I found a lot of Percy Jackson to personally be boring.
I'm not going to listen to this slander.
Well, a lot of Percy Jackson is just inaccurate.
Yeah.
It's Greek mythology. It's made up.
And a lot of it is boring.
What are they going to talk about? They're going to be like, oh no, Zeus is out here another girl. Oh no, Zeus left Hera again. Oh no, Hera's now a goat. And oh no. Like, what else can you write about?
Compared to, like, actual epic poems.
That's because it's a YA book. It's the son of Poseidon. But
I don't know how I feel about Percy Jackson this year.
I really like Percy Jackson.
I don't like Percy Jackson.
I also really like Harry Potter.
I know. I feel like Percy Jackson, its plot, I don't remember any of it, which is bad.
Didn't read it.
No, I genuinely don't remember any of it, and I read every single book, including the sequels, the like quote-unquote sequels with like the Roman mythology. Yeah, I read them, and those were actually really good, I thought, except for the last few. They got really bad after a while. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I don't know. Percy Jackson is hard because I do like the concept integrating human life with like mythology, but I don't remember anything of like the story. That's just like a personal problem, but the story really wasn't memorable, and I felt like it could have been done a lot better. That, and I personally just find what's the author again?
Rick Riordan.
Rick Riordan. I feel he's more like he's a boring writer. Like
that's fair.
Like he the only thing interesting is like his premise, and like there's no like good writing to back it up. The characters are like very one-dimensional.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't know. I just feel like there's not a lot like there for me.
I tried to read his other series that was like Egyptian inspired, and not tried to read those. The only thing I remember from that book series was that the baboon only liked to eat things that ended with an O. So he liked Cheerios, flamingos. Anything with an O at the end. Bingo. I don't know what else ends with an O.
Give me flamingo.
Yeah.
Green.
Albino.
Albinos.
Oh. Albino.
But yeah, no.
I personally like a lot of the sort of understandable, like relatable stories that's told in Greek mythology. Like Plato wrote that man used to have 2 heads, 4 arms, and 4 legs, and they're happy like that. And then man defied the gods, and they split us in 2. And
that's our soulmate, right?
Yeah, so like we're constantly in search of our other halves, and when you find that other half, you're lost in an amazement of love, and one may never be seen without the other. And so basically the pursuit of the whole is what we call love, which I really fell in love with that quote.
I think that I think you can have like multiple soulmates.
Yeah?
I think so. I think you can be in love with like a bunch of different people, but like for different reasons, you know?
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
Like, I don't think that there's only just one soulmate for somebody. I think there's so many people in the world that, like, it's possible to be in love with somebody and then also be in love with someone else.
Ooh, kinky.
Well, no, it's like not even exactly
what you're saying. I'm kind of in that scenario right now, honestly.
It's not
but that's
even
just because I'm like
romantic.
a 15-year-old, you know.
Well, it's not even like it, I don't know. I don't think I know what love is yet. Like,
who the knows what love is?
I don't know, but
douchebags who think they know it, dude. That's who knows what love is. Apparently, according to them.
Well, what do you guys look for in the opposite gender?
Oh,
someone I can talk to.
Yeah, pretty much. I just like, for me, it's. I want to just be with my best friend, you know? And when I'm with that person, if, you know, like, because I go through a lot of, like, my own personal stuff, and if I don't have somebody to turn to, like, kind of talk to about everything that's going on in my head, and I know that they won't judge me for anything, that's pretty much what I look for. I
just want somebody to just do stuff with, you know, just someone that I can do everything with, like, I think that I could, date anyone, like, they don't have to be into certain things, but if they are into things that I'm into, then that's definitely a plus. Like, I'd love to go skating with them, I'd love to cook with them, but at the same time, you know, they've got to understand that I can't be around them all the time.
Yeah, I feel that. Here's the only problem is I feel like I'm gonna be the clingy one at times because it's kind of I'm a really passionate guy, honestly. Like, I always tell myself I'm the gayish straight guy, dude. And like that's not a bad thing at all. Like, I feel like my personality is like the one that you would associate with a gay man. Is what I'm talking about.
Dude, everybody thought I was gay in my previous school.
Everyone thought I was gay. Never actually. Everyone thought I was straight. Sorry, I tried to relate. But...
I thought I was having a relatable moment there, but no, you just shut me down.
I'm sorry. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna talk about what I look for in a partner more. I just want someone who I can express my interests onto, right? And they'll listen, but they won't like fully dedicate themselves to that just for me. I just want someone who'll like dip their toes into stuff for me, you know, like, and I'll do that for them too. Like, if they're into Gilmore Girls and I'm not into Gilmore Girls, which by the way I totally am, then I'll get into Gilmore Girls, for example, or like, and what I'm expecting to is like.
It's easy for you to say because you're already into Gilmore Girls.
Exactly.
What if they're into Twilight, Dex? Will you dip your toes into Twilight?
I've already dipped my toes into Twilight, and I'll admit the first Twilight movie isn't awful.
Thank you. It is so good. I love
It's not good.
Good. The first,
but it's not awful.
I can't say anything about Twilight.
It's got
because
actually like decent cinematography, but the characters.
All I'm hearing is Twilight is Oscar worthy, and that's all I'm ever gonna hear.
Shut the up.
I can't say anything about Twilight because everyone has just always told me that it's so bad, so I've just never watched it.
It's so good.
I actually watched it like with an actual critical eye, and I've never read the books. I don't want to put myself through that.
No, don't. Not now. Past the prime.
I'm past the prime.
Yeah.
Once you read a movie, the books become boring.
What?
The books are
Did
usually
you say once
better.
you read a movie?
Don't listen to what I mean, not what I say. All right.
Do as I
say, not as I do.
Yes, that.
Honestly,
Does that apply?
I just look for Robert Pattinson in a man. I'm always looking for my Edward Cullen. I want somebody who will
Dex,
be
watch
cold
your mouth.
all
You're
the
looking
time.
for someone to gaslight you and pretend like he doesn't exist, and then just to leave you behind on an unattachable clinginess that he strives for.
You're
just to
acting
leave
as
you
if that
hanging on a
hasn't
thread.
already happened to me, Dex.
Okay.
Hey, Dex.
Yeah.
I don't want to edit in this many bleeps. Okay, we're trying to keep it family friendly.
We are. You could have told me that.
No, my mom watches the podcast, dude. Holy mo. Just keep clean, bro. It's alright.
Keep it clean, Dex.
So, kind of changing the topic here.
Robert Pattinson is a raspberry tickle bear.
Wow.
I said I was changing the topic.
I know, and I was finishing the topic.
Alright. So, Swims.
Mm-hmm.
Canada recently legalized marijuana.
Yes.
How's that going for you?
I think I have had like 2 joints, so nothing too
right.
crazy. You can buy it online, but the thing is, like, once you buy it online, you get like tracked by the government, and then you can like not go into the United States.
So you're kind of off to a casual sort of start.
Yes. Well, I am of legal age, so you know, some people they use it. I'm not that old. I'm what?
You're not that old.
I'm 21 years young, and but yeah, no, I
Alex is the type of person that asks how young people are.
how young?
9 plus.
How young are you?
21.
9
years
plus
young.
13 bonus years.
I'm on level 21.
Watch out, gamers. I'm on level 21 and I'm about to level up. And you look like you're just enough XP.
Two from.
From.
Would you say that you have more of a drinking problem than a marijuana
What was
problem?
what was that about your mom watching the podcast, Charlie?
Oh, don't worry about it.
I don't have a
This
drinking.
one's going in the personal folder.
I don't have a drinking problem. I do like to drink on occasion with my friends, and when I do drink with my friends, yes, I normally get drunk, but do I call that a drinking problem? No.
Yeah.
I don't drink to get rid of my sorrows.
My problems.
My problems.
My memories.
But no, it's fun to grab a pint with the buds while you're watching a hockey game. That's as
Okay, can I talk about hockey?
Of course.
Okay, I'm not
Don't
that
make
into
her mad.
hockey, but I don't know the teams or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But hockey is a cool ass sport.
Yeah.
All right, or freaking. Sorry.
You already said it. It is
It's like
You
just-
serious?
That's
You
like
serious?
the vocal equivalent of like changing like a typo with like just a message afterwards. But yeah, no, hockey
isn't even
is
a
like
sport.
fun as heck.
Hockey is an
'Cause
amazing sport.
I played it in gym class like last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just like run around with a hockey stick in your hand on the floor?
Yeah,
We
it's
used to
called
do
field
that,
hockey.
yeah, but it's not.
It's not with a puck.
But do
I-
you
I-
use
I-
one of the small sticks or the big sticks?
We use big sticks.
All right. Ooh, you're a big stick kind of guy. All right, I see.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
You know, I'd be scared that I'd like get hit in the shins. Or
That's the
something.
best
I
part.
accidentally smacked a girl in the face,
Jesus.
and then
You're supposed to keep the hockey stick below the waist.
No, I smacked her with my hand.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was like, I let my hand out to like reach with one hand for like the ball to like save it from going in, and apparently I like smacked her in the face, but it's fine because I got decked in the knee afterwards.
Instant karma.
So yeah, hockey, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I still have bruises. And that
Well,
was neat.
we are coming up on 50 minutes here.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's much longer than the last podcast, which is like what 37 minutes.
yeah, something like
You
that.
want to know why? It's because I'm interesting as frick. I'm just like top knowledge content.
Top knowledge.
But
So
yeah.
Anyways, let's end off
let's
the
wrap it up.
podcast with one simple question. Charlie, which Parks and Rec character are you?
what's Parks
Oh
and Rec?
God.
Oh God! All right, we're extending the podcast by 20 minutes.
We're gonna watch an episode of Parks and Rec.
No, we're not
We-
gonna watch
we-
it. We're gonna explain what it is.
Okay, no,
All right, so
no,
you know
no,
The
no.
We
Office?
can
You know-
we
okay.
can do that. We can do that off podcast.
No, Charlie. You know The Office?
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's like government instead of like
Paper.
businesses. Instead of paper.
So
Okay.
Charlie is definitely a Tom Haverford.
I was thinking Tom Haverford or either John Ralphio.
Oh my God, they're the same person. I'm a Leslie Nope, and
I personally am a Ben Wyatt, but I also have my Andy Dwyer moments.
yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
I've got no clue what you're all talking about.
You know Chris Pratt?
You
Yeah.
know the Guardian of the Galaxy?
Star
Yes.
He
You know the one that like technically caused the annihilation of half the universe.
he plays a shoe shiner.
Oh.
Well, yeah, for one season.
But yeah, no, it's a
That's
really
Parks
good
and
show.
Rec.
It's Parks and Rec.
I will
The
have
Office,
to
but-
stop living under a rock and get caught up with the times.
You
Pretty
do.
sure it's on Netflix still.
Anyway, this was the Mediocre at Best podcast.
And I hope the rest of your day is cool beans.
God, why do you have to
Cool
say
beans.
stuff like that, Dex? But thank you for having me
Alright.
Why
on.
no one loves me. Da-da-da.
Christ. Well,
Next time we'll probably have Jeff on
And Simon
because
back,
we talk
most
about him
likely.
a lot.
This
Not
podcast
looking forward to
is
Simon coming back. It's a bit loud.
a bit
And
loud.
he's, dude, his waveforms were so hard to edit, dude.
Yeah,
were
no,
just
my waveforms
spiking
have been like
all over
really
the
low
place.
this time, and it's really weird. Except for when I laugh. You can tell when I laugh.
I can always change it.
Hey, all I'm saying is that's one of the traits I got from my mom, along with my outstanding intelligence. Anyways,
Okay, yeah.
this
He's
is
just
me,
smarter than all of
Humble
us.
Dex, signing off.
We will see you guys next week.
tune in next
Probably.
time where I will fry a egg on my leg.
What?
That will not happen.
You do realize there's
Bye.
no visual, right? Like,